Hello and welcome. In this codewars JavaScript video, I'll be taking you step by step how I solved the triangle type challenge on codewars.com. I solved this challenge in 4 easy to follow steps, but before I get to that, let me explain the challenge a little bit. You will receive 3 numbers, which are 3 sides of a triangle, and your task is to determine if they can make a triangle and what kind of triangle it's gonna be. The fact that they put a bunch of values in degrees here is meant to put you off, I think, because I didn't use them, and when I did try to solve them using those, it was just math I couldn't handle. So I just found an easier way, which is always the goal, I think. So the steps I took are as follows. First, I want to find out if the 3 sides make a triangle, and after a quick Google search, I learned that a valid triangle is the one where the sum of any 2 sides is bigger than the third one. Then I needed to find a way to determine the type of the triangle, which again was just a quick Google search away, and I found a website that gave me all the equations for that. Next, I created a switch statement to determine the type of the triangle. And step number 4, I needed to set the longest side of the triangle to always be the same variable. This is a bit vague, but I'll explain it a little bit more once I get to it. So yeah, that's all the steps you need to take to solve this one yourself. So go ahead and give it a try, as that's the truly best way to get better. And I'll just get down to coding now. As I said before, I need to find out if the 3 sides make a triangle. So I'll be doing that with an if statement, and I'm gonna have 3 separate conditions here. First is if a plus b is bigger than c, then a plus c needs to be bigger than b, and b plus c needs to be bigger than a. Now the second step was determining the type of the triangle, and here's the website I found to help me with that. As you can see, they are very simple equations, but because they're all to the power of 2, I'll be reassigning my variables so I don't have to type it out every time I'm using those equations. So to raise a number to the power of 2, you use the math object, and you use the POW method. It's the power method, and it takes 2 arguments. The first one is the number, your number, so I'm going to be using a, and the second one is the power you want to raise it to, so I want to raise it to the power of 2. Now I can just copy paste, and it's going to be much quicker that way. So now I want to create a switch statement that's going to determine which one of those equations here is true. So I'm going to start it off, and my condition in here is going to be just a boolean, and we're going to be checking which case is going to return true to this boolean. So I'm going to start off by a plus b is bigger than c. Oh wait. And this one should return 1. Then the next one is a plus b is equal to c. And this one should return 2. And the last one so usually when you create a switch statement, you need to put a break over here, but returns act just like breaks, which is that the function is going to come out of the function the moment it hits a return, so it just won't get to any other cases once it hits this one, for example. So let's see if it works. It's not going to. I broke some. Okay, I forgot a colon here. So it's not going to work, and I want to show you how. So as you can see, it's supposed to return 3 and it returned 1 instead. It's this one here. Let me console log the numbers to show you what's going on. So to return 3, a plus b needs to be smaller than c. And as you can see, b alone in here is bigger than c and a combined. So b is the longest side. That's why I want to set the same side to be the longest one on in every case, because here, for example, it works because C is the longest one. Here A is the longest one, but it returns 1. So A plus B is supposed to be bigger than C, so it's not a problem. But to make this function really work, we need to set the same variable to be the longest one. So the way I did it is by creating an array, and I spread all the arguments into it, and then I run a quick sort function with 2 arguments, and it's gonna be if A is bigger than B, I want to return 1, and if it's smaller, then I want to return -1, and this is gonna sort those numbers from the smaller to the biggest one. So now I can change it over here, where this one is gonna be the first one, yeah. And if you take a look now, it's nicely sorted and everything works. So I can do the big test now, and it passes all the 275 test cases. So that's it for this video. I hope it helped. Let me know if you had any problems or if you did it differently. I'm always interested, and I will see you in the next video.